The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on a Friday morning. That means one thing, and one thing only, brothers. It's a TIP VIP Friday. I've got Agustine hanging out with me. I got B. Strilla hanging out with me. Tommy's already been in the comment section saying, what's up, fellas? What's up with y'all today? Hope that everyone is having a fantastic day. I stayed up last night, and I wanted to watch what I thought was going to be a horrible Thursday night football game, because most Thursday night football games are absolute dog shit. This one was actually okay. Like, the score is 31-21, but at least it was a close 31-21. You know what I mean? Strilla, what are your thoughts on how the Buffalo Bills dominated the Miami Dolphins last night?
Dominated.
I have to say it that way because I said this game was going to be like a 20-point victory. So I'm trying to hype it up as though it was dominated by the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I know one thing. The Buffalo Bills were messing around in the first half. I can't say I stayed up and watched the rest of it, but I did read the articles and saw the highlights. It looks like Miami was trying to stay relevant. There's no moral victories, obviously. They did play well, but there's no moral victories, so it doesn't make a difference. They lost at the end of the day. The Buffalo Bills are a much better team than they are. So, whatever. 0-3 Miami. I wonder how long it's going to be before McDaniels gets canned.
I was kind of
over under for that.
Like, I feel like if they had gotten blown out yesterday, we would have had like the first headline today is Mike McDaniel fired or Chris Greer fired from the Miami Dolphins as like the GM. Like, someone's head was going to roll, but they were just competitive enough where it gave them a little bit of hope, right? Like, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan right now, you're like, we're 0-3. We want some change to happen. That was the worst case scenario. You wanted to watch your Miami Dolphins get just obliterated, but they looked good for 3.5 quarters. Like, they were in this game for 3.5 quarters. And up until Tua threw that and he was actually looking good, but he threw that horrendous interception And that ultimately ends the game, right? Like Buffalo goes down, kicks a field goal. You got 20 seconds left or whatever. The game's done, but at least you hung in there. What were your thoughts, Augustine?
I thought that, and everybody's calling that interception the turning point for the game, and I don't think so. And B, you probably didn't see it, but there was no roughing the kicker penalty. I'm sorry, that was not roughing the kicker. That was a blatant. Here you go, Buffalo. Take the win kind of call, and get your mind out of the gutter of playing in the gutter like you were doing the whole game. So, credit to the refs. They gave it to the correct team, if you might say that. But that just left a really sour taste. That roughing the kicker was not roughing the kicker.
I agree with you to a certain extent. Like, what's the defender supposed to do, right? Like, he's already in the air trying to block the kick, and the kick just goes right by him. He lands, and then the punter lands on top of him, right? But to the letter of the law, to the letter of the rule, just like with the Des Bryant catch at the time, how it wasn't a catch due to the letter of the law at that time. He landed under the punter's leg, and that's always going to be a roughing the kicker call. I thought that it was going to be a running into the kicker call, which would have given them 5 yards. It still would have been fourth down, but roughing the kicker, obviously because of the dramatics that happened, the kicker falls down and he just flops all over the place like a fish out of water. Like, that to me, and like, I'm glad that you said that, Augustine, that to me was the turning point.
Yeah,
and drive for Buffalo that gets them a touchdown that goes ahead.
And that kicker should have won the Oscar for the night, because even I had the whole stereo going, and I actually heard a little from if you guys turn back on it, you'll hear the kicker screaming. And come on, man, it really ruined a good game.
Yeah, Ray is coming off the top rope on that one.
Right.
What happened?
I mean, he was flopping around like a soccer player. Like, so I've got to witness this, being, doing the stuff that I'm doing with the El Paso Chihuahuas and the Locomotive. I'm always there for all those games now. I've seen a guy, and I want to say it was for one of the Tacoma teams, like a Seattle team, one of the teams up in Washington State, where they're jumping up to, like, headbutt the ball, like knock it away from somebody else.
Headbutt the ball.
A guy from the Locomotive jumps up like this, misses the other guy's head by about a good 2 or 3 inches, and the guy grabs his head and just starts rolling around on the floor. And the referees give the El Paso Locomotive player a red card, which I was like, what the hell is going on? And he was rolling around on the floor for 5 whole minutes as though he had been concussed, like Tua Tagovailoa. Like, I'm surprised he didn't just roll on the floor and seize up a little bit. Like, that's how he made it seem.
Throw up the crip signs.
He showed the replay and was like, what the F is this guy doing? And they fell for it.
Hey, that's called, soccer brains. You need to get a red card for the other team. You just do what you got to do. But that's been fixed in first division soccer, and they have VAR, video assisted referees, so that would have been no problem. But all I'm saying is that
Augustine's like, it's been fixed in a league that nobody watches, that nobody's going to watch. Just take my word for it. It's been fixed.
No, it's been fixed worldwide, and
some people are saying that I fixed it.
I knew you were going to start doing that because he did that. I was waiting for the Trump voice to come out of Agustine, and when he did that,
it was
worldwide.
But
I fixed it. Soccer prices are the lowest they've ever been.
Yeah, not this World Cup's prices. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, those are bad.
I mean, really bad transition. But thank you, Mireya, for bringing this out.
Oh no!
I mean, the lowest price of a soccer ticket is about $800 for the World Cup, and they're going up all the way to $10,000 per ticket, and this is just, and I was like, what?
So as like our most stringent soccer fan that we know, and one of the people in El Paso that I know that just loves soccer.
Shout out to Dukeith out there.
Is that like too much for the price point for you? Because like there's a price point for me for like anything, right? Like as much as I love the Cowboys, and like I've gone where I've took like 5 people and dropped like $4,500 to go to the Cowboy Stadium, right? But I also have a price point where I'm like, you know what, this just ain't gonna happen. Like as much as I love it, I ain't going this time. You know what I mean? Is that near the price? Because that feels like that's priced out a ton of people that are true soccer fans.
Oh yeah, it's priced out many people because at the end of the day, soccer is considered the world sport, and in the United States, it's starting to become the corporate sponsor sport, like many other sports in the U.S. But I mean, for that price point to go and and watch, I would rather watch it at home, on a 95-inch screen TV with Bose stereo system
while he's in his bathtub just jerking the gherkin. Like, I mean, we got it. You don't have to paint the visual for us. We got you.
I think he did a pretty good job in doing that, Tip.
Yeah, Beast Rilla was about to vomit there.
I wasn't even thinking about that until you started talking. I was like, oh, shit.
I mean,
you gotta bring that up.
But yeah, I mean, there comes a certain point where at any sport they're going to start losing that not the casual fan or not the diehard fan, but those fans that that might go to a stadium maybe 3-4 times a year. I mean, we all know there are those diehards, and they're going to keep spending money like they're idiots anyway.
Well, this is the point that I was going to try to make, right? Is like the World Cup is the world's biggest stage for soccer. Like it's arguably the biggest sporting event that's out there. Like there is no denying the reach that the World Cup has because of how global soccer is, right? But we've already seen that there's going to be a presence of federal agents at these games, right? So if you're coming from another country and you want to watch your team, you're probably not going, like that's going to be a deterrent. Now looking at these prices, that's going to be a deterrent, right? The World Cup, in order for the World Cup to be successful in the United States, needs to be able to like say, look how full all these stadiums are, right? Like in Mexico, it's going to be fine. In Canada, maybe, right? Like there's a little bit there.
They're sold out in Canada.
Whenever you look at like all the arenas in the United States, dude, American soccer fans are few and far between, and they're more diehard for United States soccer than they are for anyone else. And if it wants to be truly successful, it's got to open up the doors in the United States for people from Cuba, from Mexico, from like anywhere else to be able to like come here and actually enjoy the damn game, as opposed to being priced out and having to worry about, am I going to get deported for being at a game today? Because that's an actual thing.
So people from Mexico should not go watch the Mexican national team. They should go watch England versus Holland. and then the other people can go watch Mexico versus the U.S. and all that. But,
well, at least the people that look like Canelo Alvarez can go support Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, this World Cup is going to set up a dangerous precedent for world sports. So
I think I set up a dangerous precedence for what we're doing on the show, giving you the last 5 minutes to talk about soccer and all that stuff. We were talking about the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins, brother. That's where we were.
There's nothing to talk about there, Tipton. I mean, it was a very good team who played down to the Dolphins level. The Dolphins made some good plays. They got screwed on a call, and the winner came out to be the one we were all expecting to win. Dolphins suck.
What are you talking about? You're saying there's nothing here, but you just gave me a whole list of stuff that we could talk about. They got screwed on a call. What more drama do you need? Like, this was a closer game than all of us thought it was going to be. Jalen Waddle helped out my fantasy team, getting me a touchdown. I was going to take him out, and I didn't take him out, so I was glad he got something, right? Like, it it was more fun than we all thought it was going to be. We can all agree on that. Like, it's a much closer game than we all thought it was going to be. 10 points didn't tell the whole story here. Buffalo getting a last-second field goal to go up by 10, right? But if this is what the Buffalo Bills are going to do, because we've seen really good teams, like the Dallas Cowboys are guilty of this all the time, where you can be a really good team, but you play down to your shitty opponents, kind of like what we saw the Dallas Cowboys do with the New York Giants, right? On paper, even like the next time they play head-to-head, I don't think it's going to be that close. But the Dallas Cowboys were playing with their food. Buffalo went in there, started playing with their food, and Miami had a legitimate shot to beat them right now, right? So whenever we look at that aspect of it, if this is what the Buffalo Bills are going to give us, I cannot look at them as like a legit contender. And they have all the pressure on them right now. Like them and Baltimore have to be the two teams with the most pressure on them to win a Super Bowl or be considered a choke artist for all time. And I feel like if this is how Buffalo is going to play, where you play down to your opponent, you're in trouble, man. And Tommy letting us know that everything that we said right now is better than talking about soccer.
Hey, but hey, put that up again. Tip.
Tommy,
hello. But that's the purest soccer face I have ever seen in my life. I mean, that is the epitome of what a soccer fan is. No,
that's elbows up side to side is what that is, my guy. That ain't a soccer fan. Only real ones know that one. And Tommy, I hope you got it.
That's Pitbull right there, buddy.
Pitbull.
Okay, so like Strilla, am I being too hyperbolic right now, thinking that like if the Bills are playing this way with the Dolphins, that they could be in trouble? Like I get it that it's early, but you want to see this team dominate the teams that they're supposed to dominate, and they just flatly didn't do that yesterday, and they were fully healthy.
Did they win?
I knew you were going to say that.
That's all it works. Every game isn't going to be, roses. So you're going to have some boo-boo in there. But as long as they win the game at the end of the day, that's all that counts. Can't play at 100% all the time. You wish you could, but you can't. It's just not human. So Buffalo should be fine. In fact, I should think that they're going to win. They're going to be. I don't know when they're going to lose. Let's see. I don't even know what their schedule is like. I know they play these crappy.
Ooh, I like this. Let's look at the Buffalo Bills schedule. I'll look that up right now.
No, they're playing in Saints next.
So that's
then they are playing. The Patriots. Win.
That'll be a tough one.
It'll be tough, but it's going to be a win. Then they play
the Falcons.
They play the Falcons, win.
The Falcons, and then the Panthers. So, like, there's a legit shot that they can be 7-0.
Right.
Because maybe the Patriots can get them, but I don't think the Saints, the Falcons, or the Panthers get them. And sorry to our girl Sonia, but the Panthers are bad. Just bad.
Now, they do play the Kansas City Chiefs on week 9, so that might be a game.
And
but they always usually beat them anyway during the regular season. They just can't beat them during the playoffs when it counts.
And Rashee Rice will be back by then as well. So we're going to look at a completely different Kansas City offense.
Well, then they go play the Dolphins. That's a win.
The
Tampa Bay might be hard. Tampa Bay's a good team. If all their offensive line come back by that time, it should be a better game.
Yeah, but if you see the schedule, they might lose a game all the way till December 28th against the Eagles. And they might be 15-0 if they really want it. They might be 15-0 going that.
They play the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's what, like, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and it doesn't seem like a hard schedule. So, but it also feels like a bunch of traps, right? And if you're playing a bunch of these trap games,
play Cincinnati.
But Cincinnati's not going to be Cincinnati, right? Like, you got Jake Browning as your quarterback right now. Like I said yesterday, if I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I am hating my life right now.
The Browns.
They have a fairly easy schedule. Like I would say it's as far as like
I can see why they're favored in all their games. Well, they got Philadelphia at home, which is good. If it was in Philadelphia, I might say that might be leaning toward the Eagles.
The only feasible losses that I can see on this schedule would be maybe to the Chiefs, maybe to the Bucks. Y'all think, or you already know that I think the Texans are a little overrated, so I'm not going to call that a loss. Maybe to the Eagles, right? So best case scenario, we're looking at this team going 14-3, right? But this is such an easy schedule, but it also feels like it's a schedule full of trap games. Because if they played like this with the Dolphins, who says they're not going to play like this with the Falcons? You know what I mean? Like, and the Falcons to me are a better team than the Dolphins. The Patriots are a better team than the Dolphins. They can slip up, fuck around, and find out, right? Like that's what it feels like with the Buffalo Bills.
I think that team is not complacent, though. I think that they have a very good coach in McDermott. I think they have a level-headed quarterback in Josh. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they ever think that they're going to be – until they get in the playoffs. Really, that's where Buffalo really has to prove their stuff at. It's not really during the regular season. They can be 13-4, 12-5, as long as they get in the playoffs and – beat the teams that they got to beat to get out of there and get to the Super Bowl. That's really what's holding them back. They've never been a bad team. They've never been somebody that couldn't get in the playoffs. It's just going past that point. Kansas City's been their roadblock. Cincinnati's been their roadblock because the year that Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl, Buffalo was in the playoffs and they beat them. So they don't have to worry about Cincinnati this year. Kansas City is about the only team they have to worry about.
Well,
in Baltimore,
as about to say, the regular season, the only team they have to worry about is Kansas City as far as the AFC goes. But for me, when the playoffs start, all the pressure is on two teams in the AFC. It's not on Kansas City. None of us have expectations for Kansas City this year. It's on Buffalo and it's on Baltimore. If those two teams meet in the AFC Championship game, whatever team loses is going to have so many questions asked about them. And I feel like Baltimore's schedule, let me find their schedule. I feel like that's going to be one that sets them up for more success than like what Buffalo's going through right now, right? Because Buffalo has like objectively a really easy schedule right now. Our guy Keith Angle saying, great stuff, guys. We're sharing. He must have missed the first 5 minutes of the show. Like, I'm glad he missed that because that was bad. But like you look at Baltimore, they're going to be Baltimore's going to be battle tested. They have the Lions, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Rams, the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, the Jets, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Packers, and the Steelers. Kind of fell off there towards the end with the Bengals, the Browns, the Jets, and the Bengals all in a row, right? Like it fell off there. But this beginning part of the schedule is really tough for them.
Oh, good show this morning, by the way, Keith. You and Jack.
I always feel bad that I can't like tune into that show the way that I want to because that's at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my kids ready to go to school.
Shit, I barely can catch. Well, I catch it because I'm usually at work at that time anyway. But I don't watch it like I watch yours now because usually I'm doing paperwork after 8 and got a meeting, and then I'm just listening to my headphones. But other than that, I can't watch.
Leaving the male strip club at that time. While he says paperwork, he's counting all the ones that he got for that night.
That's right. Not ones or fives.
Anyway. Dang, my you let him know. You let him know, baby.
Jack wants to raise him already. Yeah, I saw that. He ain't doing nothing. What's he doing? That's telling people to get off his lawn.
I mean, all I want is you could wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up faster. Right. I know that one for sure. But like again, Baltimore, I know they have that loss, like that game in the first week of the season with the Buffalo Bills. That was a fun game. Baltimore, to me, barring injury, and I guess that's the way with both these teams, barring injury, it feels like these two teams are on a collision course for the AFC Championship game.
Could be.
Don't count the Lions out.
But the Lions aren't in the AFC.
Well, excuse me, but don't count them out because they might derail, their plans this week. I think
we're not even on the NFC. Stay with the conference, man. Stay with the conference.
Well, no, like Agustine says, the Ravens have the Lions this week. They could throw a wrench into them, and the Ravens starting 1-2 isn't the ideal start for the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm a Lions fan, but I'm gonna tell you that's gonna be a hard one for the Lions until they win at M&T Bank Stadium, which they haven't done in 20 years. I can't believe in it. I don't care who's coaching. I don't care who's playing. It's one of those places that the Lions just can't win at. Kind of like with Green Bay for a little while until they start beating their ass. But
I'm about to say, kind of like whenever the Green Bay Packers go into Dallas, and it's the only place they seem they can win.
You're right.
Green Bay Packers own the Dallas Cowboys at home in Dallas.
Or like San Francisco going to Green Bay all the time and beating them.
Oh man,
San Francisco in general. This is not Green Bay's. Is Green Bay's kryptonite.
God, I can't believe I was about to say I'm jealous of the 49ers, the way that they beat the Green Bay Packers. I hate what the Dallas Cowboys have done to me. I legitimately hate this.
Well,
but my heart Lions go on.
You'll hate things a lot more.
You're just going to continue to hate it. There's a part of me that also thinks that the Bears are going to rock the Cowboys this weekend. I really feel like that's going to happen.
No, it ain't. I think the Cowboys put up a 45-50 burger on them again.
No, I agree with you. I've said it all off season since they got George Pickens. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys offense can put up points with anybody. But that Dallas Cowboys defense, if only they had a pass rusher, if the Dallas Cowboys defense had a pass rusher, I'd be a lot more apt to be like, they'll be okay. But this team, like, they can't get pressure on the quarterback.
The Lions got 4 sacks on them, 3 of them which were second-string people. Hutch got 1 sack after trying like 50 times to get, nail-painted boy back there. And he finally got him, and he went out there like, I just won the Super Bowl, Aiden, okay, it's cool you got your first sack, bro, but the play must go on. You get your ass lined up. it was hilarious.
Like, God, who was it for the Texans that tackled Baker Mayfield and thought he got a sack, but Baker Mayfield?
Oh yeah. It wasn't even a sack. It was he stopped him. He thought he stopped him before he got a first down.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it?
Yep, and he was flexing to everybody, and Baker Mayfield just goes right up in front of him.
And the commentator said, "You do realize he got a first down, right?"
I mean, you got to remember they can't see the yellow line. We can see the yellow line.
Yeah. That was hilarious too. I was like, "Dude, you're celebrating, and he got a first down." Okay. So Baker just went by him like, okay.
I saw an article right before we started the show that was talking about Caleb Williams getting his nails painted on the sideline. Is that real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a video. The video of it. And it's bad enough because another player is doing it. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Bring back the 1980s and the 1990s NFL, please, somebody. This stuff's got to go.
Wait. I just knew about this. I didn't. Another player was doing it? It was doing his nails?
Another quarterback, I think it was.
Well,
I don't know if it was Badgett. It might have been some other quarterback that they had. It might have been last year that they were doing it. I don't think it was this year. That was a video from last year, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember they showed that last year.
Okay,
it wasn't
this was the first time I've seen it. That shows you how much the Bears are irrelevant down here in Texas. But all I'm thinking is, like, how do you go up to a teammate and be like, "Yo, my guy,
are you a nail tech?
Can you fix my nails, please?"
Right. But on top of that, too, that's not. I mean, that's a funny situation. However, in reality, when he was at the line, when the Lions played him, they had him on when they were getting their ass kicked. They showed him on the sideline laughing and stuff. And That's not a good look either.
No, definitely not. It's not a good look for Caleb Williams. It's just the tip of the problems for the Bears.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
If y'all could just see, because I get to see the faces in the windows down at the bottom, the way these two are shaking their head, like, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Guys, make sure your nuts are as happy as my nuts, where you got to carry them in a wheelbarrow like Baker Mayfield after a fourth quarter comeback, and you just got to make sure they ain't sticking to anything. Get that comfort cream, slather the comfort cream all over your boys, and they ain't sticking to nothing again. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs. Slathering is just a disgusting word, but it fits so well.
I can just picture Stephen A. Smith with this. Can you do that? Can you do some kind of artificial intelligence? Put Stephen A. Smith's head and going, "Hey, everybody, how you doing?"
Stephen A. Smith talking about his happy nuts.
And you know what's creepy about that? And maybe B. Sterling will agree with me. When you're coming off the left and just are turning to the camera, that one is.
I mean, that's
I think you're calling that creepy. I mean, there's like two or three other things in there. But just the tip. It's like, what are you trying to convince? You trying to convince somebody?
It's like, oh, hello there.
My favorite part still goes, and that would make me uncomfortable. That's one of my favorite parts.
If you've ever seen Archer, that's one of my favorite
shows. You know what? That should just be something that should be shown nationally, so people can just, I'm serious. I mean, every time I see that, I get a laugh. I have not gone through that whole video yet without laughing at something in it. It's hilarious, dude. Hell, if they could put anything on Saturday Night Live, they sure can put that out as a commercial.
Yeah, there we go, right?
Just the Tip brought to you by Will Ferrell.
I am with it.
Saturday Night Live.
I'll sell out. I don't care. Anyone wants to help buy the rights to it, I'm good with that too. Shit. Let's do it.
There you go.
I just let me have more cowbell. Let me have more tip.
Oh, everyone needs more.
I can just picture this SNL thing on that one. You have what was the guy that was on there? He used to be on there. The one that did the he did that movie, and he was like the ladies' man.
Oh, Tim Meadows.
Yeah, Tim Meadows.
Ooh, it's the lady.
I don't know. I was more
just a tip.
I was more picturing Chris Farley doing it, but anyway.
Oh well, we can't have unless we AI Chris Farley into it. But
I mean, there's always the possibility. I mean, we never know. AI stuff is always fun, right? Like, I mean, it could work. All right,
Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith discussing just the tip. That would be the tip of the iceberg.
There you go.
Max Kellerman giving the tip nuance. I like it. I like that idea. Okay, so let's look at the schedule that we got coming up this weekend. Obviously, we're in week 3. I know this is going to sound like sacrilege, guys, but did you know next week we will be a quarter of the way through the NFL season?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I want to acknowledge, but it's something that's our reality. We waited 6 months for this, and we're almost a quarter of the way through. So we got to enjoy what little bits we got. The Packers versus the Browns. Any way in hell the Browns pull this out.
I love how you segue that to the Packers and the Browns. You could have picked a more exciting game than that one, right?
I think this is going to be an extremely exciting game.
For the Packers.
Joe Flacco versus Jordan Love, a rivalry that goes back eons. Like, I mean, this is what the NFL needs.
Only if it was not Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers playing quarterback. It's about the only thing that would be more nostalgic about it.
Bart Starr playing Otto Graham.
There you go.
Augustine just had an orgasm. He's going to have to clean himself up.
Yeah, he's going to clean his tip off.
Where's that cream so I can slather?
There you go.
Cream and slather. Oh, God.
But I will say, like we got to remember, the best wide receiver for the Packers is out now for an extended period of time. Like Jaden Reed not being there, that's a huge deal for them. Matthew Golden.
Is he the best, though? Is he the best? They don't have a number one. They don't have a number one receiver. They really don't.
Number one receiver.
Well, I don't know what you mean by number one, because Dobbs can be number one week. Christian Watson, who they played all that money to just to be injured all the time, he could be a number one. You forgot the rookie Golden that could be number one. Hell, their tight ends can be number one receivers if you really want to. Although Kraft is not going to be playing in this next game. I think actually he is, because he said he is fine. He got hurt in practice, and people thought it was going to be worse than it was, but he's okay.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Serious tip.
Anything can happen. We all thought that Miami was going to get their ass kicked, and they put up a fight. The sun can shine on a dog's ass every now and then. The Browns can beat the Packers. The Packers could be, overlooking what they've got to do here, because everyone right now wants to crown the Packers as the effing Super Bowl champion out of the NFC, right? Like, everyone wants to crown them because Micah Parsons has a sack and a half.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland. I mean, it'd be great if Cleveland beat them. I'd be happy. I'd be laughing at Packer fans. I'll throw the crap out of their ass. What's up, crooked commish?
Me and the commish are going to be on Sunday morning talking about the NFL. We're going to preview the Dallas Cowboys versus the Chicago Bears, as the Chicago Bears run up the score on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm expecting this game to be 55-50. One of these days, I'll take sports.
Who's going to get
one of these days, I'll take.
Who in Chicago is going to get the 50? That's what I want to know.
I mean, the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you, Tommy. Zero chance.
So there's no chance. No
chance.
one's got any faith in the Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You got Ben Johnson already cussing them out for not doing good in practice. Practice. We're not talking about a game. Practice.
I love
that tells you a lot, right there.
Reference.
I mean, hey.
Okay, so is there a chance that the Browns cover the spread? 7.5 points. The Browns lose by only a touchdown.
Yeah.
Well, there's a chance of that happening. They got good defense.
That's what I was about to say.
Myles Garrett's going to get a couple sacks on Joy Boy back there.
And this is the thing that sucks about being a Cleveland Browns fan or being a Cleveland Browns player. Myles Garrett these first 2 weeks has been playing out of his damn mind. Like, that man should be somewhere else. The same thing with like Joe Thomas and the Browns. Joe Thomas should have went somewhere else. Myles Garrett should have gone somewhere else. Like, the Browns do not deserve him. Go to Dallas. A place that you'll be appreciated.
Now, it was funny, though. He's another full of shit guy, too, because last year he was complaining, I want to be traded to somebody. I want to be traded to somebody. And then they flashed all that money in front of his faces. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, no.
It was about the money, man. It wasn't about your accomplishments.
All of us, if they flashed that amount of money in front of us and said, you got to eat shit with the Cleveland Browns for the next couple of years, all of us would be like, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I am on my way.
That's without a doubt. But don't go out there and saying to people, I want to go somewhere where they're winning Super Bowls. No, you don't. You want to go somewhere where people are going to pay you a hefty damn sum of money. That's what you want to do. That's all there is to it. It's fine. You could do that. But don't say one thing and then turn around and do another thing. Then your word doesn't look like it should be kept too much. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But Myles Garrett is a monster, regardless of that fact. I think Jordan Love's going to find the grass a couple of times. And the dude came up with what he got a 3-sack game the last time he played. Who was it? Wasn't it the last game he got 3 sacks on? Or was that the first game?
It was the first game because he sacked Burrow 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 times, dude. Now I know the Green Bay Packers got a better offensive line, barely. If Zach Tom doesn't come there, if Zach Tom's not playing, you can forget it.
I still think it's the Packers by 14.
Wow.
Nah, I don't think they're going to win by that much. It's in
Guys,
Cleveland, too.
I do want to share something with you guys so that way you guys know I am dead serious whenever I talk about this. You can see how much I love the Jacksonville Jaguars as I am currently watching their press conference. Liam Cohen, our guy. We're all about it. I can't wait to see what this press conference has. I'm going to be cutting up clips. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I already told you they're going to shock the world. They're winning the division this year. All because all 3 of us, are going to support the Jacksonville. This is our second favorite team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Who's we?
Oh, y'all are in it. You all are. You don't know. You're in it. Everyone that's a part of this show, you're in it.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I support all the cat teams anyway. And all of them seem to be disappointing. Carolina, Jacksonville, Bengals. They're all disappointing me right now.
Yeah. And the Bengals,
the Lions are the only one close, and that's the funniest thing because the Lions are the only one really close to getting anywhere, and those 3 teams are like,
damn, none of the cat teams have won a championship, right? Like,
well, at least Carolina's been in the Super Bowl. They lost. They've been in 2, and they lost both of them. One with Cam and the one against the Patriots.
Yep.
Tommy Conant was saying that he was talking about the Browns versus Packers. There's no chance. There's a 50-50 shot. The Cowboys-Bears is a blowout. Either way, LOL. Dallas's defense is horrible.
Your defense is only horrible against a team that you think is I'm just thinking that Chicago is just not there. They're not there right now. They don't have that headroom right now. None of those players think they can win. And when you don't think you can win, you're going to lose.
On the sidelines, Strilla. They're more interested in something else, and that comes from top down, and that comes from Caleb Williams and his nails and what he looks like, and it's part of the culture now, but it really is not part of the game because if you're worrying about something else, you're just going to get sideswiped on Sundays, and I expect Dallas to really put the hurt on Chicago. I mean, if this is not a blowout, this is a shame for Dallas.
What constitutes a blowout? Like, what in your mind, what's the point differential got to be considered a blowout?
38-21.
So they've got to win by 17 or more.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's so hard to do in the NFL, man.
I know it's hard, but man, Chicago is – it's not they're bad. It's just you can't see any leadership with them. You can't see anything with them. So, if Dallas plays with its food just like Buffalo did yesterday, they might be a competitive game. But honestly, Dallas doesn't need that right now. Dallas needs a marquee win right now in order to be considered at least part of the equation.
But let me address what Tommy said. Dallas fixed the run defense and broke the pass defense. I just don't believe that. I think it's weird because they played really well against Philadelphia and damn near got Jalen Hurts a couple of times. And it wasn't the fact that they didn't have a spy on him. That's the reason why he ran so much in the first half. But once they made that adjustment in the second half, that dude wasn't running nowhere, and he got sacked in the second half finally. But there was chances in that game in the first half where he could have got sacked. He just couldn't finish the play. And I don't think it's the pass rush. It's just weird. It's 2 different games. against two different teams in their own division. The Giants have no defense. That's been proven 2 times in a row. And it's weird because they should have it. Everybody's saying that was supposed to be the greatest defense out there, but they ain't doing anything.
Well, that's the thing.
But their offensive line actually did a pretty good job against Dallas this past. But it's a game-to-game thing. Like I said, I don't think everybody has settled down yet. Once we get into like week 4 or 5, then we'll see the actual teams.
I agree with you again. Like it's too early to be like this is what the team is going to be. But the pass rush for the Dallas Cowboys has been bad. Like I get it, they had a couple of sacks against Russell Wilson. Whenever you have mobile quarterbacks, you tend to get more sacks, right? Just because they're moving the pocket, they're doing all kinds of stuff. But I have yet to see the Dallas Cowboys get a traditional we're just rushing you and we're disrupting your timing, or any of that. Because Philadelphia was able to establish some good passes on them. The Giants we saw were able to establish we can get huge plays against this Dallas Cowboys defense. And I get it, Deron Bland was out. There's some injuries in the secondary, et cetera, et cetera. My guy, it's going to be that way all year long. There's always going to be someone that's injured on every team. So the injury aspect of things cannot be looked at as like, oh, if only we were healthy. If my uncle had a vagina, he'd be my aunt. Right? There's nothing. There's nothing here that you can like wish with any of that nonsense.
Hey, Tip, I got a question for you though. I mean,
is it about my uncle's vagina?
No.
So we're establishing that he does.
I mean, I don't know. You do you.
Here's my question. At least with Dallas and their inability to rush the passer at the current time, why wouldn't they? I mean, legitimately go to more of a blitzing kind of package, or try something different? Maybe a 4-4 with a linebacker always, kind of blitzing somewhere, or something different. Because if they're trying the same thing over and over and over, it's not working. It's the coaching staff is not really doing their job. Then what do they have to do to get some pressure on the quarterback? And 4-man rush is going to do it.
Dallas did in the second half make some adjustments where they were bringing the blitz, right? But along with that comes you're leaving your guys on an island. It's one-on-one man defense, all that good stuff. The difference that the Giants have versus a lot of other teams is that the Giants have absolute burners on their team, right? Like Malik Neighbors, a ton of speed. Wan'Dale Robinson, a ton of speed. Sterling, not so much, but that can be like your possession kind of guy. And you saw all it takes is if we're just doing a go route, how often Wan'Dale Robinson, who we can all say isn't a great name, isn't a great wide receiver, isn't a household name in the NFL, how he was behind the Dallas Cowboys defense, because if you leave him one-on-one on an island, your cornerback's going to get burned more often than not. So if you bring the blitz, that's the double-edged sword of it, right? Like you got to leave your guys on an island. If Deron Bland was out there, maybe it's something different. But if all they've got is Trayvon Diggs, and Trayvon Diggs has to try to like shadow and overcompensate for the other cornerback, Elam, not being that good, that's when it creates that problem for you. So if you are going to bring the blitz, if you are going to bring that type of pressure, you've got to make sure your cornerbacks are rock solid, rock hard, solid guys. And they just aren't right now. Not for the Dallas Cowboys. And I get it. Trayvon Diggs is a great cornerback. Do not get me wrong. But he gets burned from time to time.
I guess he got, that was a good. That was a game. We had to wait for that one to blow up on Bistrilla.
I was about to say it was a delayed reaction.
I can live that one down. I mean, but see, this is the problem with NFL fans now than NFL fans 10 to 15 years ago. NFL fans feel that every down there should be a pass rush existent. That's not reality. Okay, it's not, because you got different defensive schemes. It's kind of like Lions fans when they see the pass rush for the Lions. It's like, oh, they can get the. That's not what they're doing all the time. They're not always trying to rush the passer, especially if it's a mobile quarterback. That's the worst thing you can do is rush the passer. because you want to try to contain them. That's what you get, contained sacks. So I think that's the thing with Russell Wilson. You guys got contained sacks. You're trying to contain him. You can't like Lamar Jackson. Go ahead and try to blitz him. Go ahead and try to rush the quarterback on him. He'll kill you. He'll absolutely murder you.
Hey, Tipton,
So,
put Tommy's comment back up. This is the thing. These are professional athletes that have been playing different schemes all their lives. They can do this in 1 week. And I'm going to disagree with Tommy with this because, yeah, granted, they're accustomed to one, but they're professional athletes and they need to learn different schemes all the time. So it's not about a scheme. It is a scheme, excuse me, but it's more of a, they can adjust on the fly. I think
But
most pro players can adjust on the fly. And that's why you have coaching anyway.
well, no, and like I get that, right? Like you always make in-game adjustments. You do X, Y, Z. The Dallas Cowboys did that, but a lot of it also rests on personnel. And if you don't have the personnel to be able to do what you want to do, like if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, whenever they brought a blitz, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, whenever they brought a blitz, it wasn't bringing 5, it was bringing 6. So you had a lot of people on islands. Like it was a lot of one-on-one, which is why they were able to go over the top, right? The Dallas Cowboys secondary has some really good cornerbacks. It's the safeties that are the issue. And it was the safeties that were completely out of place all the time on those deep bombs. Now, that can be something that they address this weekend or, this week going into Chicago, but it also comes down to in-game adjustments. If you're a safety and you're getting burned, why haven't you taken a couple steps back to ensure your ass don't get burned? And they just never did that. So, like, the Dallas Cowboys secondary, again, really good cornerback play, really bad safety play. And in order to be successful, you got to have both those things at least on a somewhat of a parallel.
I mean, you got to look at too. It's not like the other team has bad players on it. This is a professional football team.
Oh yeah,
that pass that Malik Neighbors caught was between Hooker and Trayvon Diggs that were both there.
Yep,
that was a perfectly placed pass. I'm sorry. And that was just the defense was there. The defense was there. They were on top of that. It was just placed really well into that pocket. So
yeah, Hooker was on top of that. Yeah,
you can play defense as much as you want to, but if you have somebody that has an equal amount of skill in passing the ball, suddenly Russ got. He decided to go back, 20 years ago and was playing high school football or something. I don't know what the hell his problem was in that game because he was launching them boys. But I mean, he's a quarterback. He's a veteran quarterback, and you're throwing to a rookie, second year, wide receiver who was from LSU. Just got good speed. I mean, and the safety in the corner played him perfectly. It's just he just dropped it in the basket. You can't.
And that's the one thing. Like the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to play Russell Wilson every week, right? And and that's the thing too. Like Russell Wilson's not going to be able to sustain this every week, right? Because he's an older quarterback. It's the same thing that we were talking about with Aaron Rodgers. Sure, you might be able to get this game from him every 5th game, every 4th game, but it's not going to be every game, right? It just feels like it was the perfect storm of stuff to happen. Russell Wilson, for whatever reason, has never lost the ability to throw the deep ball. Like most quarterbacks as they get older cannot throw the deep ball anymore. That's the only thing Russell Wilson seems to practice. Is I can't hit you 5 yards away, but I can hit you 50 yards away, baby. Like, let's do this, right? So it felt like just a perfect mix of it was Russell Wilson's day. Malik Neighbors was playing out of his mind. Wan'Dale Robinson, who, again, is a guy that nobody knows, was playing out of his mind, and it just happened to be a bad defensive performance for the Dallas Cowboys. Now I'm expecting them to do a little bit with this, like create a little bit of pressure on those obvious passing downs, but I still have so many questions when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys pass rush.
And speaking of Russell Wilson, I mean, his decision-making, I remember one key play was 2nd and 8, I think, and he was getting some kind of pressure. And he just threw it to the running back on the left when he was covered like crazy, too. I mean, he hasn't I mean, is Russell Wilson the definition of a system quarterback when he was at Seattle? I think so. I mean, you know,
I don't think it was the system that made Russell Wilson because he had multiple offensive coordinators. Like he's a
yeah,
he's a Hall of
8
Fame
years,
quarterback.
yeah.
Well, I mean, system quarterbacks are.
We could say
You can't call a running quarterback or an athletic quarterback a system quarterback because they're unpredictable. And then you rush them, he can run out of the pocket. You call system quarterbacks players like Goff who are pocket quarterbacks who can't run. They can't run barely. Stafford could be called that too, although Stafford's a little bit more athletic. But now that he's getting older, I'm sure he just wants to stay in the pocket now. He don't run no damn where. So he's a system. He's considered a system quarterback. But I mean, everybody's a system quarterback because they play within the system of your offense. So I never understood that whole definition of that system quarterback.
I think that definition goes to playing within the system and not being, somewhere outside the box of that system. And I think the running quarterbacks do most of the time get out of the box of some systems, but I don't know. Russell Wilson to me has made, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback and all this, but his decision making the last 3 years has been really suspect. So that's why I question whether if it was more like.
Well, you also got to look at what Russell Wilson had the last 3 years, right? Like it was 2 years in Denver where Cortland Sutton is their best offensive weapon, and then a year in Pittsburgh where George Pickens was your number one option, right? Like it's not like he had the weapons that he has now. Like I legitimately think like the running game, the Giants are going to have a little better running game. I like Scadaboo's going to be okay, and I like Jerome Tracy. Like I think those are really good running backs.
Scadaboo is number 44, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that kid can hit you like crazy.
Yeah, but he's also – I didn't realize how small he was until you look at him in the NFL. Like, he's a little dude. It ain't going to – like, he's not Mike Allstott. In college, he looked like Mike Allstott. In the NFL, he looks tiny, right? Like legitimately tiny. But you have arguably one of the best wide receivers in the NFL in Malik Neighbors, and you have burners all over the field. This matches what Russell Wilson wants to do, right? Russell Wilson's not a dink and dunk kind of guy. He's a huck it, chuck it football kind of guy. Like he's just throwing that thing back there as far as he possibly can. That's the type of offense that Russell Wilson's going to be in. And that's why I think like as far as this season goes, it's going to feel like we're watching a resurgence for Russell Wilson because he's got weapons that can go down the field and catch the ball for him. He didn't have that in Denver. He didn't have that in Pittsburgh. And I called this dude washed 3 years ago, so it's going to prove me wrong.
Well, I mean, again, it's the second game of the season, second week of the season. Who knows what's going to happen? The first game, they were threatening to replace him with Jackson Dart. Who knows? 2 games from now, he could have another crappy game, and they could be talking about the same thing again. Whatever.
They'll have Jameis Winston out there eating W's.
Oh, yeah. Now, that would be some exciting football right there. I would watch the Giants if Jameis Winston came out there. That dude don't give a damn where he throws it.
That's what I'm saying. You know what you're going to get from Jameis, 30 and 30.
Right.
Here's
Talk
what's
about
going to
system
happen.
Quarterbacks.
Here's what's going to happen in the NFL. Green Bay's going to win the Super Bowl, and Micah Parsons is going to be the MVP.
You're drunk. That's how you want to end the show, huh? That's how you want to piss me off to end the show. And
starting off the weekend right.
You're probably right, and I hate that I love the Dallas Cowboys. All right, everybody, once again, thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We will see you all next week. Strilla, Augustine, I appreciate you. Got nothing but love for you, my guys.
Sure, we'll go with that.